Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the Miller Family Trucking Super Late Models here at Limaland Speedway here on OSR Network. I'm Alex Robinson, Joe White. It is time for some super late models. It is race number 5 on the season here. We've hit the halfway point. It is time for the second leg stint of the season after 2 weeks off. Super late models, Dylan Hauser right now, quick time with a 12.248. So Dylan Hauser, remember, he talked about the speed, consistency, and right now Hauser sitting quick time.
Yeah, Dylan Hauser is a bad, fast dude. I mean, like I said earlier, he talks, but he definitely backs it up on the track. I'm going to say 9 times out of 10, he gets out here and does what he needs to do. We saw a racy track with the pro late models. The thing about it is, these are super late models. More power. These guys are going to be we saw the low line come in. Will it come in here? And I think with the more power, they will be able to drive off of that low line. So I think by the time the end of the feature happens, we might. But hey, I tell you what, let's gear these bad boys up for Heat Race 1.
Heat race number 1 looks like this. On the front row, it's Dylan Hauser and Dylan Wilson. Row number 2, James Braswell Jr. On the inside. To the outside, it is Jason Moore. Row number 3 on the inside, it's the 7. That's Bob Klein. To the outside, it's Mike Augustine. In row number 4, it's going to be Nick Baum in the 02. To the inside, to the outside, that 168 of Bo Krebs. And in your 5th and final row, it's Scott Smith on the inside. Elton Beck will start on the final row on the outside of that 53. So 10 cars will take the heat race number 1. 4 heat races on tap. 10 laps distance. Top 3 move on to the A main here tonight. So 4 heat races. So out of these 4, we will have 15 cars. Nope, I did the math wrong. 12 cars will lock in to tonight's A main event. The rest will have to go to LCQ, last chance qualifiers, here at the end of the night to lock in to tonight's A main event, which tonight's A main event is scheduled to go 50 laps the distance.
Yeah, 50 laps, like you said, but it's going to go by quick if they go for some green flag run. We saw some awesome heat races, and we also saw some LCQ guys went home that didn't want to go home, and just some bad, fast boys in those LCQs. Again, going to be the same thing here, I think, tonight with only, was it still the top 3 going in these heats?
Top 3 will go on, and all 4 heats, it's the cream of the crop here.
Yes. Green flag. We're ready. Oh, already trouble for Dylan Wilson. He got spun on the start. We were actually right there on him and just did not get going and just got, kind of locked up with another driver and got spun around on the start. So there we go. Already out the gate here too. I mean, one of the top drivers in trouble. Now will he get his position back? No, because he was causing caution. That's right.
So it's going to be interesting to see here if anyone else gets sent to the back or if we're going to go complete restart just with Dylan Wilson in the back. But think for someone like Bo Krebs, Nick Baum, this is the news they want to see because now they move one step closer to those 3 spots.
Well, he did get his spot back. He did get his spot.
Ooh.
Well, see, that's what and I'm kind of confused on, I know in some dirt you're able to get your spots. Now in asphalt, no, if you were actually in the caution or caution car, you wouldn't get your spot back. But I know in some dirt, that's why I asked you, because you're the dirt expert here. So I figured Wilson, yeah, he got his spot back. So, hey, better be lucky than good sometimes. Green flag.
Green flag back out here, so another complete restart. Dylan Hauser, he's going to lead him into turn 1 and 2. James Braswell Jr., the hard charger from that pro late model feature, he is in the 2nd spot. Dylan Wilson now, he is battling it out. Slide job there. That looks like Bo Krebs. I want to say they're battling it out. Is it Krebs? It looks like Krebs.
It's Braswell, Moore, Wilson, and Baum. Man, they are 4 wide back.
As slide job's being thrown, the 88 machine there. That is going to be Jason Moore. Jason Moore takes over that 3rd spot for the time being. There comes Dylan Wilson now. Wilson trying to sneak to the outside there of the 88. Now he's going to go middle line here. The 19 machine there of Mike Augustine now on the top side here. So these drivers, there's some guys like Bo Krebs was talking about. I was stopped and talked to him a little bit before the show tonight. He was just getting stuff figured out here. He said not many laps for this track, so he was getting some setups figured out. But right now you see some of these guys moving up, moving backwards. Someone like Dylan Wilson right now, he's on the outside looking in, trying to chase back that 88 of Jason Moore.
Yeah, and also you're talking about Dylan Wilson, who got into trouble early. You got Nick Baum outside and Mike Augustine. That's 3 high-profile drivers. Don't take anything away from the rest of the field, but that's 3 high-profile. And to talk about Nick Baum, he just got turned. Caution out. Wow. Stop talking about some of these guys. The next thing I do is give him the broadcaster's jinx, but he was right there outside looking in. Now he's definitely outside looking in. Down kind of in the middle of the track. We talked about the low line coming in. Some of these guys putting slider lines. Oh, he's slung up against the wall. And I think it was a product of maybe bounced off the wall. We'll have to see. He's up top on that cushion. And oh, him and another car in front just got together. And next thing you know, there's 40 in effect from there. Boom. Done for the night. Well, he's not done for the night, but done for the heat race, almost.
So these super drivers are getting a little feisty so early on here in heat race number 1. Sounds good. As here we go, as it looks like we will be close. Not a green-white checkered, but very close to one to start off tonight's heat race action. Hauser will take us back to the green flag. It's Braswell, Moore, Wilson. Now Bo Krebs going to move up. He is now going to be 2 spots away from a transfer spot. Dylan Hauser, though, green flag back out in the air. Hauser, Braswell, Moore, that is your top 3 into turn number 1 and 2. They will go as Jason Moore holds on to that 3rd and final transfer spot. Dylan Wilson, though, tries to sneak to the inside. Now going into turn 3 and 4, there is Moore on the middle side. Now Wilson going to go top side. So does Bo Krebs here. White flag is going to be out next time by 2 laps to go. Moore in that 3rd spot. Then you have Dylan Wilson. Wilson still trying to make a move here for that 3rd and final transfer spot, but right now held by Jason Moore. Moore is looking sharp, running consistent. White flag in the air here for heat race number 1. Dylan Hauser, James Braswell Jr. Those 2 are keeping it clean up front. Dylan Hauser, he's going to win heat race number 1. James Braswell Jr. 2nd. Jason Moore in 3rd. Dylan Wilson going to run a LCQ later on tonight. So Wilson, Krebs, Klein, Smith, Baum, Augustine, and Beck going to the LCQ here tonight. That already stacks up the LCQ pretty good. Just out of heat race number 1. Heat race number 2 looks like this. Chase Hardy and Kim Jones. That is row number 1. Chase Barbera will start on the inside of row number 2 to the outside. It's Nathan Waddell. Bowden Brandt's going to start on the inside of row number 3 to the outside. It is Jarrett Jones. Robbie Buchanan Jr. He is going to start to the inside of row number 4. Matthew Logan on the outside. Tyler Berry. He's going to start on the inside of row number 5, and to the outside, the 171, that is Brandon Freeberg. So 10 more cars take to the grid here for heat race number 2, and if it's anything like heat race number 1, it's going to be exciting, it's going to be chaotic, but 3 more guys we know for sure will go on to the feature event.
Yeah, no doubt. And sorry about that, folks. I had to step away for a second. But I tell you what, we got some, we were talking about earlier, high-profile drivers in all this, but only 3 drivers go to that feature. Again, you got Chase Barbera right there. See, starting in 3rd, so he's on the bubble with Nathan Waddell. You got Robbie Buchanan. Just the name of just a small few of the guys. We get set to go green here. Heat race number 2. Lights off on the pace car. Get set here. Chase Hardy, the man out front in this one.
Hardy and Jones. That's row number 1. Green flag is out. Not a good start for Jones, as there comes that 23 machine of Barbera to the inside. Barbera going to slide up, leave a lane upside for Kim Jones, but now cuts it off there. Barbera into the 2nd spot. Now Jones going to have to fight for the right here to go into the A main, as now battles between Jones, Waddell. There's Bowden Brandt as well.
Yeah, good race up front. Barbera's got the lead for the moment. Hardy wants it back. Going to see if he can't sling it on down on the inside. Kim Jones, like you said, is barely hanging on that 3rd place spot, because here comes Robbie Buchanan. And I'm starting to see that low line come into play here early. So something to look out for here as the feature comes in. You got the power to be able to play that low end. And we were talking earlier, I always say they're half-size donuts down there. You don't want to go tackle with those.
Absolutely not. It is not fun to hit one of those and still fight for the spot. So right now, Kim Jones holding on that 3rd spot. Robbie Buchanan now in the 4th spot, holding on, but there's a 4-car battle right there. Buchanan, Brandt, Jones, and Waddell trying to chase down Kim Jones, who, is holding on to that 3rd spot.
Absolutely. Out front, Barbera, the man there with Hardy and Kim to the top three. Brandon and Buchanan, though, definitely is back in the back. You got a big battle happening back here around 6th and 7th place spot. They're 3 wide.
I think for these spots, this is just to start further up. Let's go 4 wide, contact being made, and there goes the 171 of Brandon Freeberg around in the straightaway there. So Brandon Freeberg goes around, brings out the first caution here of heat race number 2, and now, Joe, the curse lives on. Green,
yes,
white, checkered in play. I'm surprised I didn't get a text message yet. I probably will at some point for a hashtag Blame Alex moment, because green, white, checkered is the name of the game.
Right. Watching this replay real quick here. Freeberg, he's down on the inside. He sees the 3 wide in front of him. He goes 4 wide for a moment. Oh, he just goes up the track a little bit. Just get tagged, spun around. So not too bad.
Yeah, so back to the action we will go. Brandon Freeberg tags the tail of the field here, so Freeberg going to have to try and at least gain a few spots here, not to start dead last in one of those LCQs here. So 4 heat races, probably 2 LCQs, 50-lap A main event then on tap for tonight here. Heat race number 1 went to Dylan Hauser. So again, Hauser, Braswell, Moore, those 3 locked into tonight's A main. 3 more cars will lock in from heat race number 2, and then we will have 6 more guys lock in from the next 2 heat races before it is time for LCQ action. But green flag is out, green, white, checker, time it is, and Barbera, he is going to lead us into turn 1 and 2.
It is. Barbera up front, Hardy there, Jones, Waddell, all there, single file. Biggest battles happening back here, the 4th and final, or actually the 3rd and final transfer spot, because you got Waddell and Jones. They're going to go at it back and forth. White flag one more time. Is Waddell going to be able to pull it off? He's got 2 more turns to do it.
And now drag race for the race win, starting on the outside of row number 1. It's going to be Chase Barbera taking home the 2nd spot. Chase Hardy. And then Kim Jones going to come home with a 3rd and final transfer spot for the Battle of the Chases. Drag race to the finish line and give it to Chase Barbera. So now Barbera and Hauser will start on row number 1 for tonight's A main event. Heat race number 3 hits the track now, and starting on the pole, it's going to be Trey Mills to the outside, the 33. That is Evan C. Row number 2, it's Logan Rumsey in the 41. To the outside, it's Ryan Flatten, a winner here just a few weeks ago, starting on the outside of row number 2. Row number 3 has Jordan Casey in the 42 on the inside. To the outside, that 48 machine for CFM Esports, it's Dylan Yeager. Cole Ashcroft, he's going to start on the inside of row number 4. To the outside, it's Thaddeus Marshall in the 187, and rounding out in the 9th and final starting spot, that is Jason Korn. So, Barbera, Hauser, can Mills make it 3 for 3 for House of Speed?
Yep. Now, go. It has been a good one. Trey Mills definitely has been fast, just not had the, I guess, the right timing, let's say. And right now, he's going to have to battle with one of the best, I'm going to say, on the iRacing circuit. And one of the best has been here at the Wotel. That's Evan C. I mean, because he has dominated Pro Late Series. Done quite well here in the super late models. Let's see what he has. Green flag fly.
Green flag in the air. Heat race number 3. 3 more cars will lock in tonight's A main event. Trey Mills right now, he's going to go hit the middle side of the racetrack. Now you see Logan Rumsey, Evan C. Talk about a top 3 here. Ryan Flatten, remember, he pulled off the upset of the century, it feels like, when he knocked off Blake Majulis, held off the last race slider. But now Flatten trying to make the A main. He has to hold on to one of these spots, but held right now by a 3-wide battle for the race lead. Mills, C, Rumsey battle it out.
It is. Rumsey up there takes the lead for the moment. Never mind. Here comes C. Going to run him down on the inside. And you got Flatten right there on the bottom, too. Boy, this is a 4-car battle, all for the top 3 spots. Right now, they all go single file as Trey Mills goes from the top all the way outside looking in. But he says, you know what? Flatten, I want that spot back.
Trey Mills right now trying to hold on to a 3rd spot side by side with Ryan Flatten. Now a slide job on Flatten side by side yet again into the turn 3 and 4. Here comes the 42 now of Jordan Casey. 3-car battle for that 3rd and final transfer spot. Trey Mills, who started on the pole of this one, now trying to hold on to a transfer spot, but has 2 more cars to battle with, and that is Flatten. That is Casey. Flatten still holds on to the transfer spot.
Yeah, Rumsey C, Flatten, Trey Mills right there along with it. Mills is trying to battle his heart out to get up into that third place spot. You got Flatten right there also holding on to the third place spot. So those two are going back and forth with it. Meanwhile, C and Ramsey up front, them two are going at it for the lead. You got Casey, Marshall, and all them behind them. I don't know who's going to end up with that third place because this is a madhouse for it.
Right now it's Flatten holding up to the third spot. Then you have Trey Mills. Mills trying to hold on here to at least fourth to start up front in the LCQ, but he really wants that third spot, but he'll only have one lap to do it because the white flag is out now. Mills hits the wall. That's going to cost him time and cost him positions because the 42 machine there. And now the 187 machine is now we have a 4-5 car battle here for that fourth spot there. That won't be a matter though. Logan Rumsey, he's going to take home heat race number 3 win. Evan C. comes home in the second spot. Coming home third, it's Ryan Flatten. Drag race to the lines, though, as it will be Casey, Marshall, Mills coming home fourth, fifth, and sixth. So those 3 cars have to hit LCQs. It's going to be fun to watch Trey Mills try and run the alphabet soup here with the LCQ. But now, here's some guys that will take it to the track in heat race number 4. And starting on the front row, it's the 33. That's Richard Murtaugh Jr. to the outside. The 127 for CFM eSports. He won earlier tonight in the Pro Late Models. That is Blake Majulis. Row number 2 on the inside, it's Cody Nevin. To the outside, it is Coy Valise in the 17. Row number 3 on the inside, it's Jason Salter. To the outside, Logan Brass. And in row number 4, it is Matthew Selby. In that 46 machine to the inside, to the outside, Tyson Ulecki. And rounding out in the 9th and final starting spot here in heat race number 4, it is Jaden Sheehan. That is 9 cars taking to the field here for heat race number 4. 3 go on, the rest go to LCQ action. This will lock up our final 12 starters. So we locked up 9 guys so far. The next 3 will lock in the starting 12 drivers for tonight's A-Main. Everyone else will have to fight for it in the LCQs. We should have 2 of those on tap for tonight. I want to say top 5, top 6 will go on from those LCQs here tonight. But the real question is, what 3 drivers go on to the A-Main? What 6 drivers go to the LCQ? We will find out in 10 laps. Murtaugh and Majulis on the front row. Nevin and Valise, Salter, Selby starting further back in the field than he probably wants to see. But here we go. Lights will go out on the pace truck, and it will be showtime here for the 4th and final heat race of Sunday Night Fun.
Yes, it is. And here we go. Murtaugh, Majulis, Vowles, Naveen. I said it right. Is it Naveen or Nevin?
Nevin.
Nevin. I always get it backwards and confused. So Nevin. And Valise. The mess up on his too. Had to get him to help me on that one. Green flag though. I mean, hey, there's one guy out front we know. That's Murtaugh.
Richard Murtaugh Jr., Blake Majulis. Talk about 2 guys who know the front of the pack very quickly here as those 2 lead into the front straightaway. And now you see battle for the race lead. Here we go, side by side, Murtaugh and Majulis at battle for the 3rd spot. Jason Salter holds on to it for lap number 1, but here comes Cody Nevin, Coy Valise, and also Matthew Selby. So 3 cars chasing down at 3rd spot. But now here comes Salter to the inside, trying to make a move on Blake Majulis.
Yeah, you got Murtaugh still out front. Majulis trying to run him down. He's got his hands full with Salter right behind him, though, who's got his hands full with Naveen right there with Selby also all on top of him. Those 2 guys are battling. That's for the 4th and 5th place spot. Salter still hanging on that final transfer. Kind of seeing some guys still hang on to the top side. A little bit of inside. I think we'll see that inside groove come in for the feature.
Richard Murtaugh Jr., he is out in front right now. Majulis, and then like you said, that inside group working for Jason Salter right now, who's trying to hold on. Slide job for the race lead. Now battle on here. Side by side will go Murtaugh and Majulis. A little slider there from Murtaugh on Blake Majulis. Now again, Salter holds on to that 3rd spot, but Nevin, Selby, Valise, they are right behind.
Yeah, you got 2 bad fast cats up front. That's Majulis and Murtaugh. Those 2 guys are going on and putting on a clinic of slide jobs. Who's got one? Who's got the better one? As you see, Majulis now firing it down on the bottom. 3 to go. Here comes Murtaugh. Just cannot keep that speed. Oh, he got bumped in the back a little bit. That's going to upset his car. He's going to go driving it back down. A good sportsmanship by Murtaugh. Murtaugh realized he got in the back of Majulis, actually slowed up a little bit and allowed Majulis there to get back into in the game. So, hey, my hat's off there to Murtaugh. White flag.
White flag in the air, but now Murtaugh might have to try and hold on to the second spot because here comes Salter, here comes Valise. That's a battle for the transfer spot. Blake Majolas, he's going to win here in heat race number 4. It's going to be Murtaugh. It's going to be Salter holding on to that third and final transfer spot. Coy Valise put up a heck of a fight, but just one spot short of making the A main from heat races. But now time for LCQ action here.
Yeah, going to be good.
I want to say top 6. Top 6 it is. So 12 laps, top 6 move on to tonight's A main action. And here is your starting grid for LCQ number 1. And it's Dylan Wilson, Jordan Casey on the front row. To the inside of row number 2, it's Bo Krebs. To the outside, the 187. That is Thaddeus Marshall. The 7 of Bob Klein starts on the inside of row number 3. To the outside, it's Trey Mills for House of Speed. Row number 4 on the inside, it's Scott Smith. To the outside, a little surprising to see him, the 48 machine of Dylan Yeager will start on the outside of row number 4. Nick Baum in the 02 starts on the inside of row number 5. To the outside, it's the 34 of Cole Ashcraft. And then in your 6th row, it's going to be Mike Augustine on the inside. In that yellow 39 machine on the outside, that is Jason Korn, and Elton Beck will be your 13th and final starter here for LCQ number 1. But talk about the names that you see in this LCQ. Dylan Wilson, Bo Krebs, Thaddeus Marshall, Jordan Casey look good, just one spot short. Dylan Yeager in this one, and Trey Mills. Those guys you're going to have to watch out for, especially with how points are winding up.
Yep, outside, man, you got Wilson there, Casey, Krebs, Marshall and Company, Klein, top 5. Who's going to get it? We should be top 6 going to it, so Trey Mills is on that bubble right now.
Top 6 indeed. Go on here. Pace truck is in. LCQ number 1. Green flag is out. Wilson, Casey going to lead us in, but keep an eye on that 6th and final spot. Right now, Trey Mills, he's going to work the outside car up in the air. That is the 187 there of Thaddeus Marshall. So Marshall had contact. Now he's dropped back. He's lost about 4 spots now. So Thaddeus Marshall now going to have to put some work in to try and get back into some spots.
You got 4 wide happening back here around that 6th, 7th, and 8th place spot. I mean, they are on top of each other battling. Right now, Nick Baum has it. Nope, Thaddeus Marshall's back on it. They're side by side. But you look behind them, you got Augustine, Klein, Ashcraft there, and Baum's just getting knocked around. I don't know who's going to end up with that 6th place spot, and they're back there talking about it.
That was a big slider, questionable slider to say the least, but we stay green here. So now that 187 machine, Thaddeus Marshall, he holds on to that 6th and final transfer spot. But here comes Baum, here comes Augustine, Jason Korn closing in as well. But now Thaddeus Marshall, he's going to try and get around Scott Smith.
It is Marshall right here hanging on to the final transfer spot of 6, trying to get around Smith to get him a little breathing room as Smith's trying to hold him off. They do have some breathing room with Nick Baum. Nick Baum's trying to close in. Meanwhile, out front's all Dylan Wilson as the battle heats up for the 5th and 6th place spot because they're all single file top 4 or 5. So Smith and Marshall for the 5th and 6th place spot. They're not careful. They're going to bring Nick Baum into the picture.
Nick Baum closing back in on that 187. He's going to take topside. He's going to go up top high indeed here, but not going to get around the 187 machine. 187 of Thaddeus Marshall trying to hold off Nick Baum, but also trying to get around Scott Smith. He's going to get around Smith, but now 3-car battle here for your 5th and 6th spot. Here comes Nick Baum to the inside on Thaddeus Marshall. Battles on here as laps starting to wind down.
Yep, right now Marshall is trying to do everything he can to hang on to it. Smith's also, you got Mike Augustine now in the picture. Where did he come from along with Nick Baum? And you've also right behind him got Jason Korn. So this has turned into 1-car battling to try to get into that top spot. The 3 cars outside battling to try to get back into it. A 2 to go.
2 to go, and battles continue on here as there you see side by side Mike Augustine now contact, big contact, caution flag is out.
Saw it.
Green, white, checkered. Curse continues.
Yeah, but it was a good battle back there. I mean, we were seeing it. I know those top 4 probably thinking, man, we had this thing all single file wrapped up. But this is just becoming a real racy track. Again, we talked about it there in the Pro Late models, how racy it was. We're not seeing anybody come through the field unless they, get a little help with some cautions and stuff. So that's bringing about like what you mentioned earlier, some, I guess, questionable slide jobs, but some very aggressive slide jobs. because you got to make those moves. You've got to get to the front.
Now it's time to figure something out here, especially if you're Thaddeus Marshall. Nick Baum, you are outside looking in here. Mike Augustine, he took advantage. He made it in. But now Baum and Bob Klein to the back. So we're going to add a little bit more drama to this race.
Yeah. 6 guys going to the feature, and got actually 2 guys outside looking in as we go green that are our top guys. Normally we see definitely in the feature could be going home. Marshall and Korn along with Nick Baum and company back there. 2 to go. Here we go.
Thaddeus Marshall trying to close in on Mike Augustine there. White flag in the air here for B main number 1 or LCQ. Number 1, Mike Augustine now gets to the outside on the 53 of Scott Smith here. Now Marshall going to try one last time. Not going to get there. Mike Augustine gets by Smith, but Smith and Augustine move on. So Dylan Wilson wins B main number 1. Jordan Casey, Trey Mills, Bo Krebs, Mike Augustine, and Scott Smith go on to tonight's A main. The rest will have to go on to next week. But here we go. LCQ number 2, the final one. Now we say it's so nice we do it twice here on a Sunday night. Nathan Waddell and Coy Lees will start on row number 1. To row number 2 on the inside, it's Robbie Buchanan Jr. To the outside, Logan Brass. Row number 3 on the inside, it's Bowden Brandt, Matthew Selby in the 46 to the outside. Jarrett Jones will start on the inside here of row number 4. To the outside, it's the 102, that's Cody Nevin. Tyler Berry in that 500 machine starts in row number 5. Tyson Ulecki on the outside. Brandon Freeberg in that 171 will start 11th inside row number 6. Jaden Sheehan will start in the 12th and final spot. Matthew Logan was scheduled to start 13th, but did not make the call.
Wow. That he's going to pack it up early and going home tonight. Logan did, which, I mean, it's been so hard all night long. We've seen drivers not being able to come through the field unless they've had some help. So all night long, it has been tough sledding on this track here at Limaland. If you're caught outside or far in the back, try to come through the field. I mean, even the Hard Charger Award tonight didn't make it up through the field. Yeah, sure made it up 6 spots, but was still way back there in around 14th, 15th place area. That just shows you how tough it is here to actually, make up ground on this short track. So we go green.
Final LCQ of the night is green underway here. 3 wide, they will go out of the corner and down the back stretch into turn number 3 and 4 here. Battles for position number 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. All up for grabs right now. Matthew Selby in that 6th spot. He's trying to get around the 45 machine of Jarrett Jones there. Jones right now in the 7th spot. He scored, but that's your battle for 6th. Now here goes Selby. He's going to try and slide up. Contact being made between him, the 89 of Logan Brass here. So a lot of contact, a lot of battle. Slide job now. This time clears from Matthew Selby.
We got Buchanan hanging on the 3rd place right here, but we go back to that final transfer spot in 6. I mean, these guys are digging 3 wide. You got Jarrett Jones, Brandon Selby, Nevin back there too, trying to hold on to it. He's trying to get into the show. Jones is trying to hang on to the show, but he's outside now looking in. Boy, it's a madhouse back here.
Madhouse indeed for that 6th and final transfer spot. Jarrett Jones right now, 3 wide. Contact being made here. Oh boy, we have contact. We have them saving it. Great saves from these drivers so far. Not up front. Selby.
Yep, Matthew Selby. He did not. Wasn't able to. Let's go back on the replay real quick here. He was not able to save that car. And behind him, man, it was really packing up. And then it looks like Selby just got, maybe, I don't know if he checked up, got the wall or something. The car behind him just got right up underneath him. Kind of pulled him down the track. Gets his spot back here. Sometimes they give him the spot back, sometimes they don't. What happens?
Well, and like we said about not Matthew Logan there. Yeah, Matthew Logan, who did not start tonight's LCQ. You pack it up and you move on to next week, and guess what? Next week, we get to go to the racetrack, which is the home of the Show Me 100. That is Lucas Oil Speedway. Then we go to the porch of Abbottstown, Pennsylvania. Lincoln Speedway is it's pretty much the penultimate round, the final round before the finale, which will be home of the Ironman and sprint car world, that is Federated Auto Parts I-55 Speedway. That's the final 3 races after we are done here at Limaland. So you go to Lucas Oil, where these late models are comfortable. Lincoln, not really much late model racing being thrown at Lincoln during the season. Green flag is out, though, and B-Main, we will talk more about the rest of the season in the intermission while these guys get ready here. So now, Coy Valise up in front, Jared Jones, he's in the 5th spot here. He's trying to hold on more contact in the back. These guys trying to fight for that 6th spot.
They are. You see Buchanan and Waddell up here having a good battle going on, but you look back behind them, and you're back in that final transfer spot. Jarrett Jones has got it, but he's got Freeberg right there on his back deck lid, trying to see if he can't get around him up on the top side. Caution's out. And I think it's Station Leaky was the man that went around on this one. Yep. Oh, yeah, he just got run over in the purple machine, and then just... Oh, it wasn't him that got run over. That Sheehan that actually got run over and turned over like a... always say like a little dead turtle. Race though.
Very good race indeed. And I expect it to be even fun. Or, sorry, I can't say funner because then I get yelled at for my pronunciation in English. But
hey man, I can say it because, you know, I'm a Southern guy, so funner.
It's funner. It's always funner.
Now you're from PA because you got to have that proper speaking. I'm from the South.
Proper, yeah.
Green flag.
We're proper, all right. Green flag back out here. Coy Valise, he is showing what speed can do. Him and Robbie Buchanan, those two are impressing here in this LCQ. But right now, Jared Jones trying to hold off as he has Brandon Freeberg, Tyler Berry, those guys, Cody Nevin as well, right there in the mix here. That is for your 5th and 6th spot here, and those are the final 2 transfer spots.
It is, and that 6th place is heating up. Nevin's there, Freeberg. You also got Jones in the mix. So from 5th, 6th, and 7th place, it's going to be a who's who. It's a white flag, 2 more turns. Who's going to get the final one? Nevin's got it. Is he going to be able to hang on to it?
Cody Nevin right now trying to hold on here to that spot. Slide job from Freeberg there, and that will not be it there, as it will be Coy Valise taking home the win. Nathan Waddell, Robbie Buchanan, Logan Brass, Jarrett Jones, and Cody Nevin taking home your 6th and final 6 starters for tonight's main event. But Joey alluded to it in the pro late models. First off, the schedule looks fun for the final 3 weeks here. Lucas Oil, Lincoln, and I-55. And we, Dylan Hauser and them said it. Those 3 racetracks, a little different in their own retrospect, always fun. That's how we end this season. We have this race here tonight and then 3 more weeks. But like you said, Joe, we have some fun stuff on a Thursday night. Like I said, I can't thank Brett. I can't thank BJ, Bill, Donnie, all those great guys who helped me put the schedule together and helped me bolster this. Robbie Buchanan especially, who put it out on Facebook as well. We got a little fixed super late models coming up on a Thursday nights. Like you said, starting March 9th, we will be at Volusia. So I didn't even send you the actual full schedule. We're having so it's about 27 races from March to October. That's how this is going to run. It's going to be a long season. Going to give drivers, a chance if they miss a few weeks to regroup here and run through Thursday nights, 9 o'clock. Check it out. It's Robinson Racing Promotions. We have some fun stuff, even some sprint car stuff, which will be on as well. Fixed setups. That is coming up Thursday nights here on the OSR Network. Joe and me will be on the call for that one. Butt Kicker came on board as a great sponsor. So if you know anyone that is looking to sponsor, we will take sponsorships as well. And anything and everything is appreciated. Like I said, I can't thank BJ and them enough for their support and their help throughout getting that ready.
Yeah, it's going to be exciting. I can't wait. Like I said, we've got a lot of dirt action here. We're going to finish off this great series here at the Wotel and crown some champions in the next several weeks. Awesome running here. And then, like you said, that one ain't coming up, Self Alex. It'll be interesting to see. Y'all Pennsylvania boys, y'all love y'all's dirt racing up there. And I actually was calling some racing with some guys, and they're all about that, the Pennsylvania posse. And then, what's the other ones? I guess out west or something. I don't know. They were going back and forth. They were talking about the Pennsylvania Posse guys and somebody else. The other rivalry to the Pennsylvania guys.
Oh, it's the Posse and the Outlaws.
That's it. Yeah, they were going back and forth in that one, and I was like, okay.
But I have to shout them out. I see them in chat. I see Patricia Payne. I see Kenneth Payne. Long time no see, my friends. How are both of you? And 50 laps the distance on a fun feature here tonight. And I see a lot of people are watching, but not many people interacting with the chat. So come on, we got 50 laps the distance. Who is your pick to win it here tonight? 50 laps, 24 cars is how many cars you can pick from. So let's get the fan involvement going on here. Pick a winner, pick a hard charger, and let's see who is right or who is closest to who's going to win and who's going to be hard charger here tonight.
And there's definitely been some hard chargers. It's been a tough sledding for the hard charger. And out there, Kenneth says, "Hey, Mom." I like that. Well, hey, Mom, how you doing? I always like to see the family members, like you said, out there. You'll root them on. So, yeah, I mean, like Alex said, let us know who y'all think is going to be the hard charger, or maybe how many positions is it going to take to get the hard charger award, because that's been another thing here. Remember, it was only 6 positions last time. We're used to seeing, 10, 11 of these guys come up through the field for a hard charger, but tonight it's just been so tough to pass.
It's been tough, but it's going to be fun, and I'm happy. It just took a little bit, and now the chat has started to be active. I saw there were people in here, and it's like, it's always painful to watch how many people are in chat in these watching, but nobody wants to interact, and it's like,
Jane says
that's why we have
Bear.
I
Meal.
Hauser, I see a lot of people, and the funny thing is, I'm pretty sure all those picks so far have been House of Speed drivers.
Hauser, yeah, we got Hauser. I'm watching multiple chats.
The pressure is on Hauser. I see. Don't choke. Hauser. I see. Mills, Barbera, and also to answer the question there from Chris. So it says number 211 there, but that is not. It's one of those where if multiple drivers have the same number, whoever gets in first or whatever, that's how it's scored, and then it's one of those random numbers that is put on. But warm-ups has elapsed here, so now let's run down our 24-car starting grid. Starting from the back, starting 24th, it's going to be Cody Nevin. Starting 23rd on the inside there, it's going to be Scott Smith. Starting in row number 11 on the outside, it's going to be Jarrett Jones. In the 45 to the inside, it's Mike Augustine. Row number 10, it's Logan Brass on the outside, and Bo Krebs to the inside. In row number 9, it's going to be Robbie Buchanan. Starting in the 18th spot to the inside, it is Trey Mills. Starting in row number 8 on the outside, it's Nathan Waddell. To the inside, the 42 of Jordan Casey. Coy Valise will start on the outside of row number 7 in the 14th spot. To the inside, it's the 80 machine of Dylan Wilson. Starting outside of row number 6, it's the 10 of Jason Salter. To the inside, he's already a winner here this year. That is Ryan Flatten. Kim Jones will start on the outside of row number 5 to the inside. Starting in the 9th spot, the 88 of Jason Moore. Richard Murtaugh Jr., that 33 machine, he will start in position number 8 in row number 4 on the outside. To the inside, the 33 of Evan C. Chase Hardy will start on the outside of row number 3 in the 99. To the inside, it's James Braswell Jr. in the 118. The 127 from Asheville, New York, it's Blake Majulis. He'll start on the outside for that CFM eSports 127. And to the inside, the 41 for Slickson Sports from Manchester, Pennsylvania, it's Logan Rumsey. And on the front row for tonight's 50-lap A main event, it's the 23. That is Chase Barbera, and on the pole from House of Speed, it is Dylan Hauser. That is your 24-car starting field here for the 50-lap race in round number 5 at Limaland Speedway for the Miller Family Trucking Super Late Models.
Yeah, we were confused there for a second. You went from the bottom to the top.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, switching up on that. Keep them on my toes. Green flag.
Green flag is out, and you see Hauser already getting to work on the top side. So is the 23 machine there of Barbera, Logan Rumsey. We saw him in the pro late models on the bottom side. He's going to get to work right now on the bottom side here. He's holding on to the second spot. Now they go into turn 1 and 2 again. Dylan Hauser leads lap number 1, but now Logan Rumsey back on the bottom side here to the inside of Dylan Hauser. Not going to get there. Hauser holds on to the top spot.
He does. Hauser, Rumsey going to battle a 2x2. You got Chase Barbera back there sitting in the weeds looking to see what he can do. Behind him, Braswell, Majulis, Evan C. Let's see how well they're able to get through the field. Remember we talk about hard chargers? Well, they got a little bit of spots to make up as they're back there in 5th and 6th.
Battles will commence here already. You still see that battle for the race lead, battle for the 5th spot there. Blake Majulis right now trying to hold off James Braswell Jr. Remember, James Braswell Jr. was a hard charger in the pro late model, right now holding in the 5th spot, and he's battling with that 127 machine, but look who's also behind at 33 of Evan C. Coming up here, we got House of Speed, we got Slick, we got CFM eSports, all within the top 10 here. Chase Hardy, Richard Murtaugh Jr. for Premier, as well as Murtaugh Jr. He's in the top 10 as well.
Yeah, you got Evan C. right now hanging on, riding along with him here in 6th place spot. He's seeing James Braswell right there on the bottom end of him, but he also sees Blake Majulis, his teammate, right in front of him, trying to run into tire tracks. He sees that battle up front with Hauser, Rumsey. As Hauser, he loves the high lane. You might as well call him the top side Hauser, because anytime that thing is fast on the top side cushion, he's going to hold on to it. But if it breaks off, he can go low, but hey, he's going to be a tough cat to beat as long as he stays up on that top side cushion.
And talk about hard chargers. Trey Mills right now 17th to 12th already, as we're not even 10 laps into this one. Trey Mills making anything work here. Robbie Buchanan as well, he's 18th to 14th. So those two drivers have passed some cars here within the early going. As you see, there's Trey Mills on the top side. Mills trying to make it work here. He's getting by that 42 machine of Jordan Casey yet again, and now chasing down that 80 machine. Dylan Wilson, the 88 of Jason Moore, the next two on Trey Mills' radar.
Yeah, Blake, man, up here, still back up front, the 5th place spot. Blake Majulis is hanging on to it, trying to see what he can do. He's going high, he's going low. I think the low line will come in as this race goes on. If it keeps going green, they'll be able to kind of grind that thing in a little bit. Meanwhile, it's all Hauser's house up front. I talk about it week in and week out on him. Rumsey right in the second. Everybody single file. Barbera, C. Majulis, Braswell, you got to go back here around about the 8th place spot, 9th place spot before you kind of get in side by side. That's Flatten and Murtaugh Jr.
Richard Murtaugh Jr. in the A spot right now. Ryan Flatten, he's up about 3 spots right now, actually 4 spots is Flatten in the 9th spot there. Ryan Flatten, remember, he pulled off that win a few weeks ago on Blake Majulis. Now he's in the top of the points, trying to put some work in here. He's in the top 10, trying to get another points night together for Ryan Flatten. Then you have Dylan Wilson behind there again. Jason Moore, he's battling with Dylan Wilson for that 10th spot right now. That is a battle to get into the top 10, as you see. Guy on the bottom side made it work there in 3 and 4. He's closing in on top 10 battle. That is Trey Mills, but Mills has company because Robbie Buchanan Jr. also right there.
Chase Hardy right now is the only one I'm seeing making up some headway down there on the bottom side lane. He is actually traveling down there. They call it the putt-putt lane. Catfishing it down on the bottom. Chase Hardy, he's up to 8th, trying to see what he can do. If he can get that low line going, I think he's got the traction. Kind of doing like a kind of mini slider line. He's going in low, then it drift up to the kind of middle of the track coming off. Not being able to go all the way to the top because he's got Flatten up there to his outside.
Flatten and Richard Murtaugh Jr. both going to go to the outside here on Chase Hardy. Both get the entry hit down. Now if they get the exit, Flatten gets by Hardy, and so does Richard Murtaugh Jr. So Murtaugh Jr. right now gets by Chase Hardy for that 8th spot. But now Hardy trying to put something together here, but now here comes Dylan Wilson on the top side. So now Wilson going to get by Chase Hardy as well here. So Chase Hardy, that bottom side might not be in just yet for Chase Hardy to move.
No, it's not. He's going back and forth. He's up to 9th, 10th. He's falling in the back just a little bit. Let's see. Caution out. First time. Logan Brass, I believe. Just saying, so we'll go on him and see if it actually was him or if he's just a... Yep, nope. Got tagged in the back, turned around. Beautiful 360 move. Well, thought it was going to be, and somebody else came in and decided, well, you know, you definitely can't park there, but definitely can't park there. What else do you say?
Yep. Cannot park there. That's brought to you by Power Plat's presentation, but 20 laps going to be in the book here when we go back to the green flag. It's all Dylan Hauser right now. So it's Hauser, Rumsey, Chase Barbera, your top three. Evan C. in the fourth spot. Blake Majulis in fifth. Talk about talent throughout that top five. All drivers have been or are current World of Outlaw Pro super late model drivers here. Hauser, Rumsey, Barbera. Actually, you talk Rumsey, C, Majulis. Those guys not only have a history, have won super late models, but also have ran in the World of Outlaw NOS Energy Drink Sprint Car Pro Series as well. So that just shows how much talent's in the top five. James Braswell Jr.
in trouble.
C having problems. Caution flag back out.
On the replay and see what happened, because Evan C was up around about the 4th or 5th place spot. On the replay, maybe he blinked. Connection issue. Watch him one more time. Just happened to see him just kind of just disappear and go to the back, or watch the replay and see what can happen there. Okay, green flag went, and he just went totally up to the top side, went against the wall, and then that car's trying to find a new way around the track. So I don't know if he just had, and he drove it into the pits himself, so, and then disconnected, he gone. I'm not sure, went to the pits. What happened to him?
Not the kind of night that you would want to see for the 33.
No, because I mean he's a dominating force here and has been in the pro late model. You know, when he's out here with the super late models also. So I'm not sure exactly what went wrong there with him. Maybe we can get up Dave Outlaw or somebody out there. Let us know what happened, because that was just kind of unusual of him. Maybe some technical difficulty. Hopefully everything's all right at home and nothing seriously happened or whatnot. But just unusual. I mean, he took a instant right hand to the wall, like connection, or just something will happen maybe with the equipment or anything. That's kind of odd.
But while we have the chance, you talk about hard charger movers here. So Ryan Flatten, he's up 6 spots. He's went from 11th to 5th. You also have, starting in the 13th spot, Dylan Wilson started 13th. He's in 9th. Trey Mills, he's 17 to 11, and then you have Robbie Buchanan 18 to 12. So those two have been moving up together pretty nicely here. So it's going to be fun to watch those two go at it toe to toe some more. But they double back up here. Lights are out. Or no, they are not. I don't know. Are the lights out on the pace truck?
Nope, still on. But maybe they're trying to figure out what happened on the Evan C deal there, because it was kind of unusual the way that car. He's back on the track. No, he's not. He's still in pits. So evidently whatever happened, it happened with maybe a technical difficulty on his end with some of his stuff. You know, like I say, Outlaw, somebody will chime in and let us know. Send us a message up. But it was weird the way it happened. He went into the wall himself. Normally when that happens like that, knowing like the asphalt side, it's a connection problem or just something happens with the wheel, or
I think
like that.
Possibly it might have been a VR issue or that, but he is done. The green flag is back out here, so a tough break for the 33 of Evan C. But back up front now, Chase Barbera, Logan Rumsey, back to work those two go. And then you see the battles throughout. Chase Hardy now with the double file restart here. The battles continue. Hardy now trying to make a run here after that 33 of Richard Murtaugh Jr. here. Murtaugh Jr. up top, Dylan Wilson in the middle, and then you see Chase Hardy still holding the bottom.
Well, you know, I was looking in the back, I saw two cars get into each other, and I look back here, Mike Augustine way back in 20th position, and these guys back here are 3 and 4 wide on top of each other, along within the middle of the pack. So you've got them in the front, the middle, the back, they're all stacked up. You talk about Richard Murtaugh Jr., he's around about the 8th place spot. Our hard charger at the moment is going to be Trey Mills. He's up 7 spots, but he's got Buchanan right there behind him, who's up 7 also. So that's a thing that's heating up right now. We got to keep an eye on, but it's all Dylan Hauser's house. He's out front, and no idea on say the caution was thrown for false start. Okay, so it's an unfortunate night for Evan Say. Just kind of unusual night for him.
It was unfortunate, but there you see Trey Mills in the back here. Mills now trying to go 3 wide here. He's going to get by Richard Murtaugh Jr. here. So Trey Mills moves up to yet another spot, now trying to go after that 99 machine there of Chase Hardy. Bobby Buchanan as well trying to move up here. So talking about 2 guys here that started further back after B mains. Now they're working their way up front. Trey Mills 17th to 9th here after it gets by Chase Hardy. Hardy's still trying to make that bottom side work, and I have a feeling that 99 machine just doesn't have the gear to run the top side.
It doesn't, and you see him. He's trying everything he can to get the bottom side going. Just not quite yet came in for him to get it there. We'll see maybe later on. We still got 20 to go in this one here tonight. Limaland here for the Miller Family Trucking eSports Super Late. I'm gonna get it out. Super Late models here. Limaland. Trey Mills holds on to the hard charger, but Robbie Buchanan is trying to make it a race as he is actually up there 9 spots right behind him.
Oh boy, green flag going to stay out for the time being. Richard Murtaugh Jr. Problems for that 33 machine. He's back to the 13th spot. So major problems for that 33 machine of Richard Murtaugh Jr., which now puts Robbie Buchanan 1 spot behind Trey Mills there. So Robbie Buchanan and Trey Mills, like we said, they are both at the same spots of gained positions here, but Trey Mills has the hard charger by where they are, and that is 8th and 9th, but top 10 runs so far for Mills and Buchanan.
Yep, it is. Meanwhile, it is all Dylan Hauser out front. He's catching a little bit of lap traffic, but again, as long as that high side works for him and is the fastest way around, he's going to be glued to that top end lane, and a lot of this traffic will go down low. That's definitely going to help him out. It's not going to help Rumsey out if he wants to try to make a slide job or a pass on the bottom. But Hauser right now going around a few lap cars, and this is where it is. I say danger lurks around every corner. Once the leader catches lap traffic, it's in for danger, because he never knows what's going to be happening in front of him. Car's going to be battling, car's going to go low, car's going to go high. Rumsey right now, though, is a little bit further back, so he's got a little breathing room if something does happen.
And you got to talk about some respect for some of these lap cars. And I want to say it was Kim Jones that pulled into the infield there. Saw the leaders coming, just pulled in the infield, called it a night. So some big respect for these lap cars, staying out of the way here. Remember, the rule of lap cars, you want to hold your line. That is the biggest name of the game. Hold your line. Don't get in the race leader's way. Don't do anything to cost a race. And as I say that, a car upside down right in front of your race leaders.
Yeah, it happened right, like you were just talking, right in front of the leaders, watching Logan Brass. He got into the wall, and then the car behind him there, and if I'm not mistaken, that might have been, might have actually got into him. Let's see. I think he missed him because another car looked like a leader there, Dylan Hauser, but yeah, knocked him on his lid.
Another person now to talk about that might have a chance at a hard charger. That is Mike Augustine, 21 to 15 now for Augustine. So there's some guys that are moving up here as well. Nathan Waddell, 16 to 12. But your big time movers here that are just about at plus 10. And that is Trey Mills and Robbie Buchanan. They're at plus what? Plus 8?
Plus 9 right now is what's showing on me. I'll wait till the ticker flips back around here, but they're nose to tail. You got Mills in the front, then you got Buchanan right behind him. One more time. Yep, they're up 9 and 9. And then you got Dylan Wilson's there in 7 spots up, along with Flatton 6 spots up. They're 5th and 6th, so they can actually move up a little bit on them. But yeah, we're back green.
Back green indeed here, and right now it's still Dylan Hauser out in front, Logan Rumsey in the 2nd spot, but now Barbera fighting with Rumsey here for the 2nd spot. Keep an eye on Blake Majulis. Majulis right there in striking distance. Right now he's going to sit back and game plan here, as now next time by there is 10 laps to run here for Dylan Hauser.
And we've not seen that inside lane come in, and that's going to be a death sentence to some of these guys that want to make up ground like Majulis, because that's the only thing he's going to be able to do. Everybody's going to protect that high lane and going to be up there. It's risk versus reward against the wall. Majulis hanging on the 4th. Big battle happening back here around the 8th place spot. Braswell, Salter, they're battling. Then who can put on slide jobs? But meanwhile, you talk about the hard charger. Trey Mills is up 10 spots because Robbie Buchanan has fallen all the way back to 10th.
Trey Mills making moves, making them quick here. He's up 10 spots. He's looking after Dylan Wilson here. Wilson who's in front. Then you have Ryan Flatten as well. And Jason Salter behind here. All four cars, started 11th, 13th, 17th, and 12th. That is 5, 6, 7, and 8 now. So talk about the big movers here. Trey Mills right now trying to hold off Jason Salter here, but Salter trying to make that bottom side work. There you see the 15 of Ryan Flatten as well. Flatten trying to make it work here as we close in. 6 laps to go.
Blake Majulis is trying he's going down on that bottom lane, kind of bottom to middle side lane, to see if he can't get something to work with 5 to go. He is in a hard battle with Barbera. He can get it going into the turn, but coming off, it just will not bite like he wants it to. But I think this is his only hope to try to be able to pass some cars, is going that low line. Everybody's going to protect the high lane.
Majula still trying. He's side by side there with Barbera for most of the corner. Now a drag race, and there's what you're going to see. The drag race is now Majulis goes topside here. He's going to try and diamond off the corner there, see what speed he can get, as now it's test and risk and reward here for that 127 machine. It is a chance of a podium finish or a top 5 finish here. Ryan Flatten and Dylan Wilson right behind, battling it out as well. Flatten on the bottom side, Wilson up top. So battles within the top 5, but Dylan Hauser starting to pull away here. White flag in the air for Dylan Hauser.
One more time.
There we go, white flag down. This time, the camera changed on me, and I swear it was the front straightaway. But white flag is out for Dylan Hauser. Hauser now through 1 and 2 down the back chute into turn number 3 and 4. Dylan Hauser, House of Speed, the number 2, wins here at Limaland. Logan Rumsey comes home in the 2nd spot. Chase Barbera comes home in the 3rd spot. So a good podium run for that 23 of Barbera. And then talk about hard charger, plus 10 spots. Trey Mills in 7th. So let's run down your top 10 here. Hauser with the win. Rumsey, Barbera, your top 3. Blake Majulis in 4th. Dylan Wilson in 5th. Ryan Flatten in 6th. Trey Mills 7th. Jason Salter 8th. James Braswell Jr. comes home 9th. And Nathan Waddell comes home in your top 10. Robbie Buchanan going to still have a good run, finishes 11th. Richard Murtaugh Jr. comes home 12th. 13th is Coy Valise. Jason Moore 14th. And Mike Augustine, your top 15. Chase Hardy comes home in 16th. Jarrett Jones 17th. Cody Nevin will come home in the 18th spot. Coming home 19th will be the 168 of Bo Krebs. And then that is your last car on the lead lap. Scott Smith comes home 20th. 21st will go to Jordan Casey. 22nd will go to Logan Brass. Kim Jones will come home in 23rd. And sadly, coming home in 24th after a tough break is the 33 of Evan C. That is your 24 car results for tonight.
What a race. All right, see if we can get a word in with some of these guys up here. Let's bring up the 3rd place man, Chase Barbera. Get a word. Yeah, there he is. Okay, my bad. Chase Barbera. Let's get a word with him, 3rd place man.
So coming home in the 3rd spot will be Chase Barbera. Chase Barbera, talk about a good run, a hard-fought run, to say the least there tonight, and a podium finish to keep on fighting for a points championship, and that's what you needed there tonight, a podium finish to help with that points season.
Yeah, definitely. We've had a rough go at it so far. This is the first race. I think I finished with a clean race car. Track position helps a lot whenever you don't have to race with the rackets in the back, and you can just race with people with a brain up front and hold the car straight.
And now coming down the final stretch, the 2nd stint of the season began tonight here at Lime. Now with Lucas Oil, Lincoln, and I-55 on the schedule here. Chance to make up some ground here. Do you feel comfortable with those 3 tracks, the final 3 tracks?
Yeah, definitely. I think I got all of my bad tracks out of the way, and I think it's just upwards from here. So hopefully we can keep consistent and keep getting consistent finishes like this.
We know you have a lot of great sponsors on that car, so take some time and thank them all and all those supporters for helping you on a podium tonight.
I'd like to thank House of Speed, Dylan Hauser, had the car roll tonight. Me and him worked on the setup for this race, and it was on kill. Dirty South Speed Shop, HDR, Hunter Games Racing, helps me out a lot. Cocky Floyd Consultant, Gears Unlimited, and you guys for broadcasting. That's about it.
Well, that is your 3rd place finisher tonight of Chase Barbera.
Yeah, well, I'm going to bring up the hard charger here, and that guy's going to be Trey Mills and get a word in with him. As I definitely was trying to dig. Trey, you wait in the booth, got a copy?
Yeah.
Well, you came through the field. It was some tough digging out there, but you were the hard charger tonight. Take us through a minute. What it was like to come through that field here, though?
Yeah, I qualified up front, definitely qualified where I wanted, but definitely messed up in the heat race. Started on the pole, finished 6th, which put me in a B main. But luckily we transferred to the B main, but we were buried in the feature. But definitely a solid run to come from the back to somewhere in the front against a stacked field like this.
Hey, definitely. But I mean, was this a tough track to try to come through the field? I mean, and because it looked just one groove to us up here in the booth.
Yeah, definitely. I was making most of my passes on the restart whenever all the cars were bunched up because it was mainly just one groove on the top.
Looked good, able to dig through there. You got anybody you want to thank for a good interview?
House of Speed, Hunter Gaines Racing, Dylan Hauser, JC Floyd, Cocky Floyd Consulting, and Ace Graphics.
Yo, hard charger tonight. Trey Mills bringing it home. Well, Alex, I'm gonna let you, man, speak to the main man tonight, Dylan Hauser, who I say it's his house always, but winner here tonight.
And I feel like I just talked to this man maybe 2 hours ago. Dylan Hauser, you go from a podium to now a win here tonight. You talk about the confidence you had with the next 3 tracks, and how about the momentum that you're going to carry now with a win?
Yeah, it's pretty big. I feel like we're always getting better, just trying to find more speed, and we never stop working. We're always trying to get better, and the results show, you know what I mean?
And now 2nd win on the season for you. And remember those drop weeks, so that might help you out just a little bit more in the point standings here when those drop weeks come into play. And you said about the confidence, consistency we always talk about is key. For some reason, when it talks about Dylan Hauser, a tough week, and then Dylan Hauser comes right back and comes swinging hard.
Yeah, the biggest thing is preparation. I haven't been on much. I've been traveling with the speed weeks. Just got back and we tested a little bit today. It's all about preparation. If you don't show up and work and should be ready for these races, it shows. So as long as we can just get back on the grind and start showing back up, testing, and just make sure we're ready to go, the wins will be there. Anytime we put the work in to be good, it usually follows up with a win. So it's all about preparing yourself. You're coming out here to race with the best guys. That's on the sim at the time. So just keep working hard, keep digging, and we'll get ready for next week.
And we know you got a lot of supporters and a lot of sponsors to thank here on that number 2.
Yeah, just everybody House of Speed iRacing setups. We got a lot of people that help us, and I build the setups for the majority of the part, and then just everybody that helps me test and gives feedback on the setups, and then just all of our great sponsors, Hans Performance, Bobby Hans, Jennifer Hans. I appreciate everything they do. JC Floyd at Cocky Floyd Consulting. Thank him for the paint tonight. Hunter Gaines, I appreciate him. Dirty South Speed Shop, Gears Unlimited, LTX Homes, Chris Pearson Racing, 3D Racing, big supporter, great group of guys. Sweaty Tuna Racing. I'm sure I'm forgetting somebody. Chase and Trey and everybody that helps over there. Assassin Motorsports, just everybody that helps us. I appreciate it, and you guys putting the league on, Steve. It's always a good time, and I appreciate it.
And before we let you go, we got to talk about how good of a night House of Speed has. 2 out of 3 podium finishes on top of the hard charge tonight.
You could probably say 1 through 3 is us. Logan spends his fair share of time over here with us. So, and then Trey should have won his heat race, but he got in trouble. So he came from the back to rally to 7th, and we showed up in pros too. So it's just everything's clicking. We'll just keep on digging, and hopefully we can keep the momentum rolling.
That is your winner tonight of Dylan Hauser.
Absolutely, Dylan Hauser. Well, this guy, 2nd place man, Logan, joined the booth, got cop.
Yeah.
Well, you was able to hang on to 2nd. Anything else you could have done to maybe get up there near Hauser and take it away from you?
Not really. My setup is just a little bit too loose. It just really sucks finishing 2nd in all these races, but we'll get 1st at some time.
Hey, no doubt. Well, now again, I mentioned earlier about this track. Do you feel like it was more of a one groove style track, and maybe that low lane would it have came in later on in the race?
I think the bottom just got too burnt up in the heat races and stuff because they saw me in the pro race running the bottom, and it was really good. So they kind of really burned it up in the heat race, so in the feature just wasn't anything down there.
Hey, still on second tonight. Good finish. You got anybody you want to thank?
Yeah, just Hauser and all them for all the help, and Steve for putting up the league. You guys for broadcasting it. It's really fun.
Oh, that's old Logan Rumsey bringing it home tonight in second. Well, Alex, what a way to cap off this week of some good racing at Limaland here for the two with a pro late and super late model.
And a great week. It's time to kick off another one. I know you got races, Monday, Tuesday? You pretty much got races throughout the week.
I do. Got 2 dirt races tomorrow night, so tune in for those. Got some asphalt racing happening, man. Actually, season finale there. We crown a champs in 500 on Wednesday. And then off on the Thursday, but hey, we got some more dirt action coming the next week, so stay tuned on that one. And got some bad fast money racing, man, on Friday nights late. Got a full set of racing, man, and a lot of dirt. If you like asphalt, we got that too, so it's going to be awesome.
And everyone on the Ultimate Dirt TV side, Bluegrass iRacing Series returns to Ultimate Dirt TV Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. They will be at Watkins Glen Truck Series, Xfinity Series, and Cup Series on Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday night, Thursday night. As far as I know, they are off Friday night. World of Thunder Esports returns. They will have another money show, Trucks at Talladega, on Friday night. And then Sunday night, we return here on the OSR Network and Ultimate Dirt TV for World of Thunder Esports League. We will be live from Lucas Oil Speedway for Pro Late Models starting at 7 o'clock Eastern Time, 6 o'clock Central, and then following the Super Late Models at 9 o'clock Eastern Time, 8 o'clock Central Time. That will be all live here on the OSR Network and Ultimate Dirt TV on Facebook, YouTube, and dirtfan.com as well. For Joe White, everyone behind the scenes here at World of Thunder Esports League, Miller Family Trucking, I say God bless, good night, and we will see you all this week.